Welcome to Push to Pass podcast with JP Murray, a discussion about business, racing, sports, and life. This podcast delivers insights on what makes businesses, teams, and people successful based on real-life business experiences. Following a career with America's largest associations, JP Murray founded the Murray Company, one of Washington, D.C.'s most successful consulting firms. The company was acquired successfully and enabled him to launch JP Murray Racing, a business development and sponsorship agency for auto racing teams. Here is JP.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of 2023, and that is episode 43 overall. I am JP Murray. I look forward to having great conversations with you every week throughout the year. Today, I want to cover 3 items that I have thought about intentionally over my professional life. First of all, the folly of New Year's, the value of your original story, and the path to excellence by enabling others to shine. First, let's talk about New Year's resolutions and New Year's. To be clear, I'm pulling for you, and I'm not beating up the concept of reset. I have an affection for new beginnings. I love opening day in baseball. I enjoy the ribbon cutting ceremony. New Year's Eve is fantastic, and I like the reset. But don't believe the fable when you start the beginning of the year. Let's say you're in first, everybody else is. It's the first day of the season. Everyone is in the same place. Everyone is starting game number 1. But here's my thought. Why do so many of the same people finish first at the end of the year, at the end of the season? It's because the beginning of the year, they're already ahead. They do the reps, they have the energy, they bring the focus, and the things to succeed the next season are already in place. High performers have been setting the stage for a fantastic new year in November and December. The separation month. While everyone is eating stuffing or at a holiday party, these folks are already getting margin on the competition, and they do it every single year. So when you rub your bleary eyes on January 1st or this kind of month of January, these folks already have more movement and momentum. And as a result, at the end of the year, they're already on top. So a new scoreboard and a new beginning of the year feels great for the end of the week, but winners laugh at the folly of New Year's because they've already made the move or 2 ahead of many of us. We just don't know it yet. The next item I want to talk about is storytelling. You know, I've got an old adage, it's not an original one, that data tells and stories sell. And today I'd like to tell you how my business grew and how we became better at acquiring new clients because of storytelling. It's hard for a new business because you don't have stories yet. But over the last 2 years, I've been working on my new racing sponsorship business. It's new, so the stories and the case studies and the examples are kind of fresh. They just don't have a longevity in time, and they aren't at scale yet. But over time, you will build those. And I want to recommend that you're in the position of putting the prospect or the potential client in your story. Make sure your stories have an example that they can connect with. Remember, we're attracted and remember movies or books that you can actually see yourself in. You know, as a child, I read a lot of the Hardy Boys books. They went the same way. The mystery begins, Biff Hooper, their buddy, comes along, somebody gets kidnapped, they escape, and during the time that they were kidnapped, they learned about the case, and then they solved it. It went over and over and again, over 30 or 40 books that I read as a child. So the prospects told the same story over and over again, and you could actually see yourself in it. Tell the prospects a story by telling yours. They can see new sponsors because we provide case studies of how we are doing it for others. They get the revenue. They become the racing hero. They start to envision it. They have to see for themselves that they're the hero of the story. Think about the stories that your prospect wants to hear in your business. Is it growth? Is it promotion? Is it strategy? Tell your story around those themes, but make sure they're a part of it and they can see it over and over and over again. The final thing I'd like to chat about is how to speak to a part of excellence that might be overlooked. I'm going to take a leap that you're a high performer. Because of this, you are super good at something, maybe world class. So I want you to be more intentional about making sure that those are the things that you're doing on your calendar every day and finding the most time to execute your world-class activities. Be truthful about your strengths, but then recognize that there are people that you know, they may be on your staff, they may be consultants that are super good at what they do. Why don't you let them do their best-in-class thing instead of you? This enables your entire organization to be excellent. I'll give you an example. I had a client for a number of years. We sold memberships for their organization. But the CEO of this company took the largest accounts to handle on his own. He hired us, paid us. We were best in class, but he took the biggest sales opportunities. Here's the problem. He was not a good salesperson. He took the most valuable opportunities, and in fact, he undermined the process. I don't know if it was trust or loyalty. I don't think so, because we hung around for a long time and we did a good job. But we weren't excellent in this endeavor because he didn't enable us to do what we did best. I wasn't asking to get involved in lobbying and government affairs because that's not my shtick. Be excellent by your performance and enabling others to do the same. Don't forget that someone else is excellent and they're best in class, and empower them to do it. So those are my 3 lines of thought, if you will, as we launch into the new year. And I wish you the very best, and I can't wait to chat next week on the Push to Pass podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Push to Pass podcast with JP Murray, a discussion about business, racing, sports, and life. If you would like to sponsor Push to Pass, send an email to jp@jpmurray.com. Follow JP on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. His website is jpmurray.com. Until next time, push yourself to pass the competition. Thanks for listening.